Welcome friends, today's our topic is China's aggressiveness towards India, a comprehensive analysis.
China's aggressive actions towards India have recently come under scrutiny as tensions between the two countries escalated during the Doklam Plateau standoff and the Kalapani border dispute. These incidents have shed light on the evolving capabilities and maturity of both nations as rising powers in the region. For decades, India has kept relatively quiet when it comes to expressing public concerns about the wider Indo-Pacific region. However, the recent shift in the Indian public debate is significant because it reflects a noticeable change in the regional security environment, particularly in the Indian Ocean. As a result, understanding China's overt aggressiveness and India's vulnerability with its asymmetric capabilities has become more important than ever before. The Doklam Plateau standoff saw the deployment of approximately 200 troops from both China's People's Liberation Army and the Indian Army for a period of 73 days. Both sides were equipped with lethal and assistive weapons, and tensions ran high. Eventually, Indian Prime Minister Modi and Chinese President Xi Jinping agreed to work on a new code of conduct to ensure that neither country trespasses on the sovereignty and territorial integrity of the other. It is worth noting that China had to acknowledge India's diplomatic collaboration with Bhutan, despite their efforts to portray India as the aggressor. The Doklam episode served as an embarrassment for the Chinese leadership, as it highlighted their disregard for established bilateral agreements with Bhutan by constructing a road in the disputed Sikkim-Bhutan-Tibet border tri-junction. The Kalapani border dispute further contributed to the analysis of China's aggressiveness towards India. This ongoing conflict has raised questions about the relative capabilities of both countries and their ability to handle such territorial disputes. In conclusion, the PLA's actions and the subsequent response by the Indian Army have showcased the complex dynamics between China and India. The developments in the Doklam Plateau and the Kalapani border have underscored the importance of understanding China's aggression and India's vulnerability in the region. As these rising powers continue to shape the Indo-Pacific landscape, it is crucial for both countries to find peaceful resolutions to their disputes and maintain stability in the region. Normally, China prefers to convey its messages through subtle gestures, not so private hints, or diplomatic maneuvers. However, India's response, starting with the deployment of a formidable force from Tripura, followed by reinforcements from nearby bases in Sikkim, was a wake-up call for China. India was able to stand its ground and maintain a strong diplomatic alliance with Bhutan, despite China's efforts to paint India as the aggressor. The Doklam episode became an embarrassing ordeal for the Chinese leadership. The Doklam Plateau standoff and the Kalapani border dispute have put to test the relative capabilities and maturity of both rising powers in the region, namely India and China. For years, India had been relatively reserved in expressing its concerns regarding the broader Indo-Pacific region and its security. However, a notable shift has occurred in Indian public discourse, reflecting a growing awareness of the changing regional security dynamics in the Indian Ocean. In this context, it becomes crucial to understand China's overt aggression and India's vulnerability with its asymmetric capabilities. The soldiers of the PLA and the Indian Army stood face to face at the Doklam Plateau near the Chumbi Valley of Tibet for over 2 months. The Chinese were attempting to construct a road in the disputed Sikkim-Bhutan-Tibet border tri-junction, disregarding the established norms and agreements with Bhutan, which vehemently objected. The Doklam episode highlights the complexity and delicacy of the power dynamics between India and China. As both countries continue to rise As global powers, their actions and decisions in the region carry far-reaching implications. It is crucial for India to navigate this evolving landscape with tact, prioritizing its national security interests and fostering strong diplomatic alliances to ensure a stable and prosperous Indo-Pacific region.